You guys just love me doing this, don't you? Doing this absolute nonsense, this stupid shiny hunts, don't you? Instead of me playing some actual games. Because who doesn't enjoy this super riveting gameplay? Okay, before we start, a couple things I would like to show to you fine folks out there. I did get a shiny in Pokemon Go today. I got a shiny Meowth. As if I haven't had enough of those already. Today was actually Dynamax Lugia Raid Day. Normally, I don't do these raid days. I don't care to do them. However, today, I actually did a few. Today, I did 3 Dynamax Lugias. Now, that may not sound like a lot compared to some other players out there. I did 3, and the funny thing is, after I did the 3, I still had more than enough max particles. I was able to maximize my max particles today, and even after doing 3, costing 800 each, I still had 3,000 max particles left. How? Well, to start off, I already had maxed out max particles today, so that's at least 1,500. Each raid takes 800, and you're able to collect 1,600 on special raid days like this. So I collected 800, and then I got the 300 you can get from walking 2 times. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, that's 1,400. But that's not 1,600, so I could collect another 800. So that's already 2,000 max particles. Plus, I didn't collect the ones from the timed research yet, which is another 1,500. So play it smart, maximize everything. I could have had even more had I not collected the max particles from the Go Pass yet. But anyways. Ooh, my sister just yelled. That scared me. So yeah, anyways. So, the best Lugia I got today. No shinies, of course. I only did 3. The best one I got was like a... Hold on, what was it? I sent a screenshot. It was a 94 IV. The best one I got was a 13, 15, 14. It's the best one I got. It's the first one I got. So, let me show you guys this. So, my Alpha Dex is almost done. All of these are Alpha, trust me. I didn't evolve these ones yet, see? Alpha. I didn't evolve these ones yet. I will. The longest was this. The Alpha Gibbles. The 2 Alpha Gibbles took the longest. I saved them for last. And while going for the Alpha Gibbles, I got 8 shinies. I got 8 shinies before I got the Alpha Gibbles. So I got this. I got the Alpha Camerupt. I got a Pidgey, a Drillbur, a Fletchling, another Fletchling. I got the Alpha Shiny Garbodor, which I'm surprised is even in range. A second Drillbur, and a Trubbish. I got 8 shinies in the process of just simply getting an Alpha, not even shiny hunting. And I am almost done my Alpha Dex, as you can see here. The only ones I'm missing now are these ones. What is that on my screen? The only ones I'm missing now are these ones. These ones are the fossils. I got this one last night, the Alpha Aerodactyl. I got that one last night. So now I just need 2 Alpha Tyrants and 2 Alpha Amoras. And then my Alpha Dex is done until the DLC. I think a certain someone present right now just wants me to get talking about the shows, because there's something in particular he really wants my opinions on. Ain't that right, buddy boy? Ain't that right? You just want me to get to the shows. You just want me to get to a show in particular. Ain't that right? I can't hunt Alpha Tyrant while doing this and talking about shows. It's too much stimulation. Well, it's okay. I need to charge my Switch anyways. I didn't mention my Switch now dies at 50%, right? Which is worse. It used to die only at 30%. Ah, technology. You gotta love it. Ugh. So, one more thing before I get started. Oh man, I'm gonna ruin the camera angle by showing you guys this. So, yesterday night, my friends came over. They wanted to hang out again. No movies watched this time. We just chilled and we played with our toys like grown adult men. So, a friend of mine, he just went on a trip to Asia, Japan, Hong Kong. I don't know about Taiwan. He just got back not long ago, and he bought us all a little bit of souvenirs, a little bit of gifts. So what did he get us? He got us Beyblades. And I'm not kidding. He got us Beyblades. And let me show you. This is the one he got me. You see this? This is the one he got me. Beyblade X, whatever this is. This thing says Hell Scythe, so that's the one I got. And here it is. I don't know how well you can see that. Especially with this lighting, it's not even focusing. So he bought a variety of colors, and when I say that, I mean he bought 4. Maybe he bought 5, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he saved one, because a friend of ours couldn't make it last night. So he bought 4 of them. He bought the red one, which I immediately called dibs on. He bought a blue one, a yellow one, and a gray one. A gray one with hints of purple on it. You know, we spent the night playing Beyblades like grown men do. You know, I'm surprised. I remember Beyblades having more parts to assemble when I was younger. I did play with Beyblades as a kid, though I never watched the show. I didn't know any lore. I was just thinking, ooh, metal tops that spin and clash. That's fun. That's what's trending. So yeah, I did play Beyblades as a kid, but I never got into, like, the anime. Can you believe they made a whole anime about spinning tops like these? It's a miracle they didn't make a show about fidget spinners, remember that? I actually still do have my fidget spinner. I quite like the fidget spinner I have. You know, a little while ago, a couple weeks ago, so recently, I heard a guy asking a store, do you have fidget spinners? Like, people actually still look for those these days. Do you guys remember fidget spinners? How much of the rage they were back in the day? Man, I was in high school when fidget spinners started. I saw a couple of classmates have them. I had no idea what they were or the looming trend over the horizon. everyone wanted a piece of that. Everyone wanted to spin it, hold it in their hands, try it out for themselves. And then eventually I got one of my own. And then the trend died. Every now and then, I'll spin it just for fun. Anyway, so yeah. My friend came over yesterday and he gave us Beyblades. Look at how red this is, too. It's kind of hard to see with this lighting, but look at how red it is. You know what I've always been a sucker for? I've always been a sucker for this kind of red. This kind of like deep, vibrant red that is kind of like this transparent plastic kind of thing. Once again, it's kind of hard to see, but oh yeah, I like the way this red, almost see-through plastic looks like. Ooh, fills my heart with joy. Anyways, let's talk about the shows. I know a certain someone here is foaming at the mouth, waiting for me to talk about Chainsaw Man. Are you ready? Tell me you're ready. Give me the signal and I'll go. Give me the green light. By the way, today is Saturday. On Monday morning, I have a consultation with the dentist, like an actual surgeon. It's just a consultation for now, and of course it's not free. So I guess they're gonna take a look, see how severe it is, and that's what I imagine it's for. If it is super severe, maybe they'll push me up the wait list, that kind of thing. You know, if it's super urgent. I mean, hey, I'm not really... I don't really want to get it done, you know? I don't want to get this done, but I need to. I'm not really worried about the side effects or the process or anything. I'm just disappointed. I gotta go through this again. I knew 6 years ago when I knew 6 years ago when I got my first 2 wisdom teeth removed that I would have to do it again. Okay, I just checked the audio. Yeah, I knew 6 years ago when I got 2 of them removed that eventually I'll have to get the other 2 done as well. And the time has come. Time has run out. Judgment Day is upon me. Well, that hasn't happened yet. I still ain't get the green light to start talking. Well, I finished... Well, I don't want to say finished. I completed editing down a video today. But I still haven't recorded the voiceover yet and dubbed over the voiceover. That alone is going to take me an hour and 12 minutes to get done. Anyways, so, today we have 3 shows to talk about, because Welcome to Derry, the new episode isn't out until tomorrow. So I'll discuss that next time. We have 3 shows to talk about today. I saw the second episode of Chainsaw Man, The Sandman, and Dead Boy Detectives. I gotta say, out of everything I'm the least excited for is Dead Boy Detectives. It's just because knowing the show has been canceled... It's just watching with no real purpose in mind besides just having the complete context of everything that's happening in the Sandman universe. And speaking of which, after I finish discussing Chainsaw Man, you're gonna want to listen to what I have to say about the Sandman, because this episode was something else. This episode really expanded the world. Let's say that. You're gonna want to hear what I have to say about this episode. Anyways, as a certain someone's paying attention, Are you ready for me to go over the franchise that made you cry? Man, I sent an Instagram reel to him too. It was a reel like saying I miss Reese and then just being told it's an anime character. She's not real. Is it gonna get that serious? I'm very curious what happens in that goddamn movie. That movie better be revolutionary. I'm not sure this guy's still here. Ideally, I would wait for him to be here before I discuss, since, you know, watching this for him. Well, you ready? I don't think he's here. Well, he's got his own life. He has things going on. You can clearly see from me doing this all the time that I don't. I should probably look at the character's name before I start talking. Just to make sure I don't butcher it. I can't believe I missed the shiny again. Don't worry, you're gonna miss something. Wait, you're not gonna miss something more valuable. The Chainsaw Man discussion. Well, how is this considered horror? Wait a second. Wait, Chainsaw Man on Google is labeled horror. Perhaps. I haven't seen past episode 2 yet, so maybe. Anyways, let's get started. It's already been 20 minutes. Alright, so we follow up with the way the last episode ended, obviously. Well, Denji, he now kind of belongs to Makima, according to her. And, damn, brother caught feelings fast. Based on the way we see Makima act, you know what? I can understand it. Alright, so Makima takes Denji out to get some food, since no one's eaten yet. And I can't believe how quickly Denji caught feelings. Like, on the spot immediately. But once again, I can't blame him. You know? One brother to another. I kind of can't blame him. Alright, so they stop at Udon, and he kind of drifts in and out of consciousness. He kind of claims that every time he uses his... Well, actually, the first and only time he used his devil powers to become the Chainsaw Man, it kind of drains him of a lot of blood, so he's not very... he doesn't have a lot of strength right now. Which, I suppose... I mean, those chainsaw appendages do just break out of his skin, Wolverine style, so I guess there's a lot of blood loss there. Anyway, so he passes out right into Makima's chest at first. Was that strategic? Maybe not, but let's say it was. And then he just flat out passes out. This is the first time he's had udon and sausages. And there was also the little packet of condiments that Japan has, where you just fold it, put a little pressure, and then it just squeezes out the middle. Why don't we have that in the West? All we have are ketchup packets, which are never enough ketchup anyways. You know, why don't they make the ketchup packets bigger, right? Well, that's because no one would go for the small packs anymore. Well, the small packs were never enough anyways. In his defense, he has basically never had any relationship with a girl, so a girl comes by and shows interest, so can't really blame a guy. The first and only girl who's ever talked to him and showed him any ounce of kindness immediately caught feelings. But I'm betting, I'm saying this not knowing what's coming up, I'm betting, wait, how do I phrase this? I'm betting, unlike me, Denji will learn real fast. Don't do that. Don't catch feelings too fast, because I've made that mistake too many times. Anyway, so... after he passes out, he wakes up with the udon and food right in front of him. Makima asks, do you have enough strength to eat yourself? He's just like, yeah, No, I don't. And then she feeds him. Oh, you know what other dialogue was in the car ride there? She's just like, well, you're mine now. I own you now. I accept yes or woof as an answer. And then this guy actually barks when Makima feeds him the udon. Anyways, after their food, they go to their headquarters, their base of operation, the company that runs the whole Devil Hunters Public Safety. Now, real original name, but I suppose it works. So they go to the Public Safety headquarters, which part of me also questioned. I was starting to wonder, are devils like a well-known thing in this world? Or is it like this secret to be kept on the down low so that the public don't panic? No, it seems like the public are very aware of devils. I mean, for God's sake, they have an entire building organization developed just to hunt devils, but who knows, right? Who knows? You pass by office buildings all the time, you never know what goes on in there, right? I bet you don't even know what 1% of the buildings you pass by, what they actually do in there. It's literally a branch of the government, huh? Interesting. I don't know, I'm new to this story, I'm new to this world. So they go into the building, and Makima's building is rather empty. What? Her office is rather empty, it's pretty bleak. Oh, you know what I forgot to mention? On their way to the office, brother tries to shoot his shot, albeit a little too early, but hey, at least he's upfront about it. While she's feeding him like the dog he is, he's just like, Makima, what kind of guys do you like? And she's just like, not the Denji kind. Man, I almost stopped the episode right there. Just out of secondhand embarrassment, secondhand rejection feelings, like, you know what? I almost walked away. Pure rage inside, like... But you know what? You know what? I respect this guy. Because, I've been on the receiving end of that too many times. And, for him, he kind of just doesn't take that standing up. What? Sitting down? He doesn't take that sitting down. Shit! Instead, he proceeds. He continues. Instead of being all down about it, he's just like, but if we were together, maybe we could get closer. And then I swear, the subtitles had him say the line twice. He said something like, if we get together, then we get together. Or maybe that's just something I misread. But yes, Denji, he only is thinking, if I work with her, maybe we could grow closer. But then, oh no. No, everything comes crumbling down, because instead of working directly with Makima, he works with this new guy, who I see here on Google. His name was Aki Hayakawa. The episode just referred to him as Hayakawa. I didn't really catch his first name. So, we meet this new character, Hayakawa, who Denji is not very interested in. I wonder why. And something interesting, something shady about him. He has this supposed branch. This branch in the company that is experimental. So Denji just really doesn't want to work with the guy and his penis and everything. Even though he gets really close to that dick of his with his foot several times in a moment. Makima gives him some motivation. Yes, she does. Yes. She's just like, if you do good, maybe you and I could work together. And, well, that's all the spark this guy needs. I highly recommend not Googling stuff. You assume I haven't already, followed by Rule 34. I'm kidding. Or am I? Okay, so Denji and this new guy, Hayakawa, they walk, they talk. Denji, he only has one thing on his mind, or rather one person. And he just doesn't hesitate. He just straight up goes, hey, is Makima single? Does she have a boyfriend? At first, they misdirect you to think like, maybe Hayakawa is the competition, because I thought he was going to turn around and say, yeah, me. But clearly not. Hayakawa just doesn't answer this guy, so he instead leads Denji into an alleyway where he, quote-unquote, acts nice to him and proceeds to beat the crap out of him, telling him, yeah, don't do this. Don't go down this line. You don't want to be in this field. Because people who blindly jump into devil hunting for a career for the quick pay, because supposedly it pays good, they end up getting themselves killed. So as a warning, as a nice warning to Denji, he beats him up, leaves him in an alleyway, puts a cigarette out on his shirt with spit, and then proceeds to walk away. Being like, I'll tell Makima you ran off at the sight of a devil. And what does Denji do? Like I said, he makes foot to nut contact several times. So, as payback for Hayakawa beating him up, Denji serves up some freedom and just proceeds to absolutely just kicks him in the balls over and over and over. Just like, if you want to fight one by one, yeah, that's kind of what you would do. Aim for the nuts. That typically stops guys on the spot. That or just get butt naked, because no guys want to fight another naked guy. So, if you're ever getting squared up on, either aim for the nuts or just take off your clothes. Guys do not want to even risk fighting someone if it means touching something they don't want to. So, there's a little survivor's tip for you. Can you tell I'm as unhinged as another character we will meet by the end? Anyway, so they fight. More nut kicking. But, now that they fought, they kind of need to report back to their boss, Makima. So what do? Denji's just like, Hayakawa was attacked by the nut demon. The balls demon. It's like, no, he's lying. You know what? A+ for effort. I give him that. So Denji is now assigned to basically crash with Hayakawa. Ooh, what did this man do to deserve this? Hayakawa, I mean. Alright, so Denji crashing with Hayakawa. Hayakawa's just trying to live his life, trying to make food, do laundry, go to sleep. But Denji, because he's never lived in society before, he doesn't really have any sort of social norms that we are accustomed to. So, we see Denji finally enjoy some bread with jam. Not just one, several. He puts all kinds of stuff on a piece of bread, a hint of cinnamon as well. And, ooh, that is diabetes on a piece of bread. As if he was making the sandwich from Paddington. So, he leaves a mess, and I bet you he did not clean up. He is super loud, bathing in the bathtub, falling asleep on the toilet, and it's kind of implied that when Hayakawa walks back into the bathroom, not only is there no toilet paper, he also has a shocked, disgust face, as if Denji didn't flush. You know, it makes you kind of wonder, people like Denji before having the very basic tools in society, what did he do in that little shed he lived in? How did he use the bathroom? You know, did he just go in a corner out in the woods? But eventually that spot will fill up, right? Unless he dug a hole, buried it, but then how did he wipe? You know, shows never cover that. Anyways. So they actually do get a devil sighting. There is a devil inside of a house with police cars completely surrounding the house. So once again, that does prove that this world is very aware of devils. So it's not a secret thing to keep the public from panicking. Damn, real life just isn't interesting like that, you know? So, Hayakawa and Denji, they go. Hayakawa wants to see Denji's devil side for himself, to see what his worth is on the team. But Denji... Oh yeah, we also get introduced to the concept of fiends. And what fiends are is a devil taking over a dead body. Denji rightfully questions, wouldn't that make him a fiend? Since, you know, Pachita took over his body when he was at death's door. But Hayakawa says no, because fiends usually have characteristics about them. Usually on the face, I think he said something like. So they go to the top floor and we get this guy that looks like that one character out of Futurama. So Denji, he doesn't turn into his Chainsaw Man alter ego. Instead, he just takes an axe and just chops the head off. Clean swing. One chop, head completely decapitated. Hayakawa questions, why didn't you turn into your Chainsaw Man self, your devil self? Denji's just like, well, I can kind of sympathize with him. He's kind of like me, so I gave him a swift, painless death. Hayakawa didn't take a liking to that. No, he was not happy about that. slamming Denji's head onto the window. It's like, you listen to me, you little shit. A devil killed my whole family. I've had drinks with all those police officers down there. They're trying to protect their families, their wives, their children. Everyone is taking this seriously, except you. And then we find out Denji... I'm about to get to the part I know you want me to talk about. Denji... Well, we learn his true motive. Man, he didn't care about putting that guy down peacefully, pain-free. He just wanted the nudie mags on the floor to be clean for his taking. Just like, man, if I were to turn into my devil form, blood would go everywhere, ruining these. So, he picks up the playboys on the floor. It's like, hey, I put you down quick and painless. I'm taking these as a payment, you hear me? Alright, the porn is secured. But then, Denji. As if getting perfectly good gooning material wasn't enough. This man, you can tell he hasn't had a woman's touch ever. 'Cause, well, he starts thinking about it. He's just like, Hayakawa has something to fight for. Those cops down there do as well. What do I have to fight for? You know? Because right now, my life is looking good. I'm out of that little shack. I got no debt to pay. If I can continue eating good food, bathing in an actual bathtub, sleeping in a good bed now, and I get to work with a beautiful girl every day, my life is looking good. My life is looking 10 out of 10. But it still feels like something's missing. What am I missing to make it really feel like a 10 out of 10? I thought he was gonna say he misses Pachita by his side, but clearly not. He didn't mention shit about that. He's just like, I know what I want. I have a goal of my own to strive for now. Boobs. Boobies. He's just thinking about Makima's chest. And he's just like, oh, I want to touch those so badly. So that's... This is our main character. This is our protagonist. So Denji's goal is to move up in the world so he can get his hands on some sweet, sweet melons. Look, I'm a guy too. I like titties as much as the next guy. I'm a titties guy myself. I mean personality. If I was a titties or a booty man, I lean more towards titties, but that's me. You know, I got friends who are more ass men themselves. Look, I like titties as much as the next guy, but that's not my top priority in life, you know what I mean? That's not my goal to strive towards, getting able to, you know, feel the milkers. But, like, that's all this guy's dream right now. That's all this guy's goal. Fine. I'll give this guy a pass. Why? Because he's our protagonist, because we're meant to like him. Because we're meant to root for him. So, yes, we want our boy Denji to achieve his goal. You know, to achieve his dream. Get his hands on some boobs, yeah! So for the rest of the show, I'm going to be thinking, when will he achieve his dream? When is he going to get his hands on some knockers, huh? When is he going to be able to squeeze some... You know what? Anyway, so he kind of daydreams about tits all the way until going back to talk with Makima, and he just blurs out boobs right in front of her while staring at her. Cool! Anyways, hey, you're being assigned a partner! And then in comes a very unhinged powerhouse. Power. And she is a fiend as well. Although, how did they explain her? She was a devil herself. So I guess that means she was a devil who took over a dead body? I don't know, I'm still learning the rules of this world. I don't mean Rule 34. Anyway, so Denji is now assigned to be with Power. At first, he's just like, oh no, crazy girl. Wait a second, she has boobs herself. You know what? I'm okay with this. I can live with this. So the two of them, they go on patrol, and, yeah, Power is pretty unhinged. I like it. What? I'm down for it. I see the vision. So Power and Denji, they patrol. Although they're told to patrol some not as populated areas, so they walk across rooftops. They also get questioned by the police, but as long as they show them their badge, then everything's all good. Well, Power smells blood in the air, and she's able to tell a devil's nearby. Yep, so she does some parkour, runs across a couple rooftops, and she takes down the sea cucumber devil. I guess anything can be a devil at this point. Hell, we're gonna get rocking chair rocking chair devil at some point. We're gonna get rock devil. Though I think that would actually probably make sense. We're going to get... What other devils are outlandish? We're going to get... I don't know. We're going to get action figure devil. We're going to get bookcase devil. I don't freaking know. Anyway, so she just one-taps the devil with her blood hammer as if she was a mixture of Marie Moreau and Amy Rose. Just pulls out the hammer and just one-shots it. And yeah, we just see how unhinged she is. I like this one. That's pretty much it for the episode. Introduced to a couple of new characters. Some, I don't want to say not likable, at least not for now. You know, some characters will grow to like for now, and some characters that are, visually very appealing. There was also a line earlier where Makima's able to sense that Pochita's still inside of Denji. Not in the spiritual kind, but he's still somewhat alive in there. So that's good. Did I miss anything from this episode? Denji got a suit and a tie. And Makima helped him do his tie. Man's winning. Man is slowly winning in life. Man is getting his good karma, and you could see it play out in real time. Did I watch the end? You wrote end as an ED, so like the end credits? Well, I didn't really pay attention, but now that you say there's a new one every episode, sure, I'll go back and take a look, and then I'll pay attention to the next ones. Was there something I missed in it? But yo, Denji is a top level gooner, just like the rest of us. He preserves the porn mags. He thinks about boobs. He catches feelings for the first girl he ever met. Yo, dude is a top level gooner. Introducing the Goon Squad! Because that clip never aged poorly. I don't know. I kind of even forgot Power's existence before starting the show. Like I said last time, all this debate online between Makima and Rize. I completely forgot there was a third girl. So I kind of wonder if this is going to be one of those harem things where Denji has to choose. You know, he catches feelings for more than one, but then he has to choose, as if we're playing Dispatch. Or should I say, eventually, I only have 2 to choose from. I'm just assuming, because I'm not too sure how the movie ends. I'm assuming what the ending is like. I don't know, is Denji the type to catch feelings for power? You know what? Maybe. Honestly, maybe. I mean, come on, let's be honest. Who doesn't like themselves a little bit of unhinged crazy, am I right? Am I right, fellas? Who's with me? Don't stick your dick in crazy. But you gotta remember this. You gotta remember one thing. Crazy bitches got the best vagina. I gotta say it, okay? You know it's true. You know what? Let's move on. Because this episode of Sandman is something else. Now, I just want to say, just want to preface, before I talk about the Sandman episode, I don't know all of these characters, so I'll mostly just mention the ones I do know. Because this episode was another banger. This episode of Sandman was another excellent episode. This had my attention the entire episode, especially the beginning. Because we start with Dream in hell. He's walking towards the palace, you know, the actual bounds of hell. And Dream notices something's off. There's no guards. The door is open. In fact, there's no one here. Something's wrong. Something's very wrong, especially for hell. Dream has walked into an empty hell. So there he is by himself, and he gets greeted by Lucifer. So, I don't know, I find this kind of interesting. We're talking about the King of Dreams himself. Lucifer asks him to take off that silly helmet of his, but But Dream refuses. I don't know, I kind of find this just such a powerful line. Lucifer's just like, oh, Dream, sweet Morpheus, are you scared of me? Yes. I don't know, I find that so interesting. The Dream King is scared of Lucifer. Just shows how much powerful Lucifer has. But Lucifer is just like, very well, then I give you my word. While within the bounds of hell, I will do nothing to harm you. So Lucifer gave Dream his word. So now they talk. And Lucifer reveals she's quit. She has quit being the monarch of hell. She thought to herself, if Dream was able to leave his kingdom, why can't she? Lucifer reveals that she has been bound to hell for 10 billion years. Obviously, give and take. If it was 10 billion and 1,000, you would still say 10 billion. But yeah, that's a long time to spend in a place. 10 billion years. Hell, I've only experienced 20, let alone 10 billion. Nada has been in hell for 10,000. 10 billion. So why? Why has Lucifer quit hell? She says she's tired. She doesn't want to do this anymore. She reflects on when she was younger. She thought herself actually rebelling against his will, God. But Lucifer, based on every other depiction I've seen, realizes that, no, it wasn't rebellion. It was just a small snippet of his grand plan. Lucifer even goes to say, if not she who did the rebellion, then another angel would have taken her place. Because there was always going to be a hell. I find it also so powerful that when she was like, do you remember my rebellion? Dream actually calls her Samael. I bet that's a name she hasn't heard in a while. So, that's it. Hell no longer has a monarch. But Mazikeen is not very keen on letting that be. She is loyal to Lucifer, so she wants to follow her wherever she goes. But Lucifer says, no, you cannot come with me. I have to do this alone. So Lucifer asks Mazikeen to come close. Give me your knife. I almost thought she was going to stab her with her knife. But, yeah, that just wouldn't make sense. Oh, look who showed up. So Lucifer takes Mazikeen's knife, kisses her on the cheek, and just tells her to go. Poor Mazikeen, you know? Lucifer also questions how long must she pay for one choice she made 10 billion years ago when she did the rebellion. It's like, you know what? That's a good point. You prime sub for good shiny luck tonight. Well, thank you. Lucifer goes on to explain what hell is. Because after she sent Mazikeen away, Dream is just like, where will she go? Where did they all go? Even Lucifer doesn't knows. All of the mortals, all of the demons, she doesn't know where they went. Heaven, earth, limbo. Lucifer explains what hell even is. She never asked them to come here. She never asked anyone to come to hell. She claims that sinners chose hell. Because I have the episode opened up right in front of me. A place for dead mortals to torture themselves. And like all masochists, they give the order. Burn me, freeze me, eat me, hurt me. And what do I get out of it? Lucifer has no need for their souls, because you can't own someone else's souls. They belong to themselves. They just hate to have to face up to it. And once again, there is that line. Once again, they blame me. The devil made me do it. This isn't the first time I've seen a depiction of Lucifer where Lucifer hates that saying. Because Lucifer, once again, says, I never made one of them do anything. Never. Now, let me tell you something, folks. Everything I've ever done in life, I never blamed anyone. I never blamed the devil. Because I know for a fact, everything I've done was me. I made those choices, and I can never take them back. And if that's really how hell works, a place where sinners, like myself, go to torture ourselves, then it's no wonder I'm going. If it exists, oh yeah, not a hint of ascending will happen with me. I'm going straight down. Because look, I want to live guilt-free. I would love to. But I've just done too much, and I will do more, whether I like it or not, because that's just who I am. So, once I'm down there myself, just know I never blamed the devil for anything I did. I never blamed anyone. Because it was all me. So, Lucifer, she closed hell. I don't know, that's kind of crazy to think. She literally, and I'm not even talking metaphorically, she literally uses a key and locks the door. Locks the gates to hell, as if that's how it works. So she has one last thing to do. She asks Dream to cut off her wings. The cinematography is spectacular in this scene. Dream cutting off Lucifer's wings with the blade that she took from Mazikeen. Powerful. So much emotion. Dream thought that they would fight. But Lucifer is tired of fighting. So she asks Dream to cut off her wings for her. And he does. And it was so powerful. Lucifer, you can tell too, Lucifer is in pain because it's cutting off her wings. But she also has tears. Tears of pain, but also tears of joy that she's finally moving on beyond hell. So now that Dream has cut off Lucifer's wings, she gets to move on. But first, she's just like, do you remember I vowed I would destroy you? You also vowed not to harm me. Yes, I did. Within the bounds of hell. But now that we are outside, I can now give you this. And she hands Dream the key to hell. And foolishly, Dream actually accepts. Once he touches the key, there's a big bam, bam, bam. Ominous music sound like, oh shit, what has he done? So now, hell is Dream's. Either Dream keeps hell for himself, or he trusts someone else with hell. And that's a big task too, trusting someone else with all of hell besides Lucifer. Lucifer does warn Dream that hell is dangerous. Why? Because this realm is heaven's shadow. Heaven's dark reflection. Lucifer says its ruler wields more power than any entity in any other realm. Besides one exception. And this is Lucifer's revenge on Dream. Perhaps either ruling hell himself or the burden of having to choose the next person to rule hell. Maybe that will just destroy Dream. She also tells Dream that Nada is somewhere out there in the distance. But Dream, he searched and couldn't find her. So he returns back to his kingdom. But you can see the panic, the fear in Dream's eyes. Because he knows once news has spread about hell being vacant, there will be countless beings at his door wanting that key. Wanting to rule hell themselves. So what does he do? He consults the wisest of the Endless. His sister, Death. Death already has heard about hell being vacant. Hell, a lot of people have. He actually wants to offer hell to Death. It would make sense on paper. She's wise, she's smart, capable, responsible, and she's Death. But Death refuses, because she already has a job of her own. You know, guiding souls to the afterlife. You know how many people die every moment? Not just a day, every moment? And, ooh, I hope you're listening to this. Because basically, once death declines and leaves, we hear a banging on Morpheus's door. So people are already here. Other deities are already here wanting that key to hell. And who do we see banging on Dream's door? Why, it's none other than Thor. Mighty Thor wielding Mjolnir. We see Thor wanting the key to hell. And with Thor is a lot of other gods. We also see Odin, Loki, and then we see other gods who, frankly, I've never heard of before. Like, there's this little girl who represents chaos itself. There is a shit ton of gods. A whole ton. Now, this is what Omnipotent City should have looked like. Not a stupid dumpling god. So there's like a posse of clowns that are part of the goddess of chaos's posse. So Dream offers a banquet for them. A feast. While he prepares, he tasks Lucienne to welcome them. And, well, people aren't very kind to Lucienne. So we actually do see Odin, All-Father, you know, Thor. Now, it's actually funny. Here it says Odin and Thor of the Aesir, not of Asgard. I don't know what that means, the Aesir. But he does say Loki of the Jotun. Now that, yeah, that does line up with what we know. Loki, he does not look like the Loki we know and love. He actually has like blonde hair, almost a mohawk, kind of punk-like, kind of like he is in a rock band. So there's this group who serve Lord Kilderkin. I'll be honest, I don't know who this is. The manifestation of order. And Lord Kilderkin is a box who has letters. Okay. And get this. We also see the god Susanoo o no Mikoto. He is god of, what was it? God of the sea and the storms, and son of Izanagi. How crazy is this? All of these gods showing up in this show. We also see Azazel, or as I thought he was pronounced, Azazel. But the show pronounces him Azazel, so I guess I'll continue to pronounce him as Azazel. You know, Azazel, the Prince of Hell, commander of the demon army that was Lucifer's. My 3DS is almost out of power. I gotta charge it soon. He has other characters like Merkin, Mother of Spiders. Ew. Corazon, Duke of the 8th Circle. And Corazon was the one who challenged Morpheus in Season 1. We also see these sibling characters who, I'll be honest, I don't know who they are. But the brother is implied gay, so yeah. So during the banquet, Morpheus keeps his eye on all of the deities, because he knew that if he was among them, eating, celebrating, all of them would be on their best behavior. So Dream watches from afar, and Loki is pretty perceptive. Loki sees Dream up there watching. We see Thor flirt with Merkin, but then she's not interested, so a fight breaks out. Thor seems pretty horny in this depiction. But because of the fights, Dream puts a stop to it quite quickly, because, you know, when you threaten in my realm, you threaten me. That kind of thing. And I gotta say, too, Thor did use his hammer on Corazon, and it sounds like the exact same sound effect as in Marvel. It actually does. And you know, I wondered this, a little side tangent, I wondered this for quite a while. Why is it that Marvel has control of Thor as a character? Because remember, Thor, Loki, Odin, these guys are real deities, real legends that we have, real religions, I guess. What's the word? Like, they are from real Norse mythology, real life. So why is it that, hold on, let me charge this. Why is it that Marvel has them as one of their main heroes? Does Marvel have some sort of deal with Norse mythology that they can use Thor as a character? Because if Thor is a real life deity, then shouldn't anyone be able to use Thor? Like, what's stopping DC from using Thor as prominently as Marvel has? You know, it's like, and if it's not just Norse mythology, what about other religions? Like, what's stopping me from creating my own original superhero team and having Jesus on the team? So, like, I don't understand the boundaries, the limitations between these real life characters and in their depictions, but whatever. We actually also see two angels descend and watch over. We see the angel Remiel. Remiel was female in the Lucifer show. And Duma, angel of silence. So the angels are only here to observe and watch. Watch who Dream decides, who he picks to be the new ruler of hell, because he is watching with great fascination. You know, God. So while Dream takes time to decide, he creates some entertainment for his guests. So he has Kane do some sort of magic show, and his performing buddy Abel as well. So while the show is going on, people try to talk to Dream one-on-one to try to convince him to give them the key. So Kilderkin, Kilderkin of Order gives Dream a note, but Dream says no. Cool, cool. The goddess of chaos, I assume, actually threatens Dream, but Dream also still isn't buying it. I don't know, it's kind of ballsy for Chaos to threaten Dream, but Dream is unfazed. He is not scared one bit. Good on you, Dream. We also see, you know, we see Merkin, lure Corazon with the guise of sex to the back, where she traps him with a bunch of spiders webbing him up. Ugh, disgusting. Where, you know, They did bring gifts for for what? They did bring gifts for Dream. Him, Corazon. Corazon is the gift for Dream as something to offer for the key to hell. So we also see throughout the evening Cain doing performances where he literally cuts his brother in half. You know, the whole saw my partner in half trick. And when he pulls him apart, a bunch of guts fall down. So, damn, poor Abel. He exists just for Cain to torture him. So, son of Izanagi, his name is way too long. He actually doesn't try to bargain or bribe Dream. He just clearly states that if he owned the key to hell, he could do a lot of good. You know? And that's pretty much it. So he only wants to do good. Odin shows up before Dream and offers to bribe him with information. In exchange for hell, Odin will tell him where his missing brother is, where destruction is. Though it's not a concrete answer, Odin only heard rumors of where he might be, which may not sound like the best bargain, but hey, rumors are better than nothing, because nobody knows where destruction is. So why does Odin want hell? Well, it's to save off Ragnarok. Because Odin, the Dark Elves, the Jotunheim, the Frost Giants, they've been fighting for territory for a very long time. If Odin had hell, then all of Asgard can live peacefully. You know, without having to worry about Ragnarok. Dream is just like, well, if you own hell, wouldn't that just be more territory to fight over? Perhaps. But until then, we will live in peace. That kind of thing. Well, supposedly Dream has made up his mind, or he has a couple candidates before he truly makes up his mind, but we don't know who yet. Before that, Azazel seeks an audience with Dream alone, where Azazel actually offers up Corazon first, but Dream doesn't care. So instead, Corazon reveals that he has Nada, and will enjoy consuming her soul if Dream does not give him the key of hell. So, now Dream is left with an ultimatum. Now, I kind of wonder if Dream will serve some sort of beating to Azazel for even daring lay hands on his woman. Damn, what really drives it home too is Nana crying out for Dream Lord. Like actually crying out with fear, with pain, with tears in her eyes. You assume, because you can't really see her. CGI is excellent, by the way. So, as an example, Azazel tears apart Corazon right in front of Dream. And tells him, I will do the same to Nada. So, do we have a deal? And that is the end of the episode. So now Dream really has a big decision to make. Give hell back to the demons, which is a very bad idea. Or whoever the other two candidates are, because we don't know yet. We'll discuss next time. Oh, my eyes are burning. You know what? I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some more water. Oh. You know, sometime soon I won't be able to eat solid food anymore for weeks. I'll probably lose a handful of pounds. I forget how many pounds I lost when I first did my wisdom teeth. I lost a couple, but clearly I have gained it back multiple since then. So before I can no longer enjoy solid food, I've been splurging a bit the past couple of days. Well, let's just hope that I can drop a couple of pounds when I'm not able to eat solid food when I get the procedure done. What is this? Oh, there's a video. There's an 8-minute video here I'm gonna watch first. Holy shit, that is an enormous house centipede. Holy, I gotta go deal with that. Oh my god, that is an... Oh, Jesus. That is huge. It is right by the door, too. Holy god. Oh my god, that is absolutely enormous. Ugh. Holy shit, that's one of the biggest ones I've ever seen. Fucking hell. I don't see it. I went to grab the bug jar, and now I don't see it. I don't know where it went. For God's sake, I don't know where it went. Man, are you kidding me? I don't know where it went. Man, it was right above the door too, so I had to walk below the door to go out and grab my bug jar. Man, I'm always paranoid. Once I walk under it, will it drop onto me? Jeez, I don't know where it went, and it was enormous. I'm trying to look around. I don't see it. Man, those little things really are fast, too. I took my eye off it for not that long, and now it's gone. don't want to dim the lights, but I really think I should. Well, I'll keep an eye out for it. But, yeah, I don't know where it went. I'm still keeping my eye out for it. I don't see it anywhere. Did you hear that? That's what happens when I don't have the door shut. Fuck. I'm gonna go check if it crawled outside. Man, I feel like it crawled behind some stuff, but I don't want to move it because I feel like I'll get jump scared and drop it. Like there's a clock in here. I don't want to move it to see if it's behind that. Man, I want to get some flashlights, see if I can spot it anywhere. I don't think we're gonna have time for Dead Boy Detectives tonight, folks. See, I got a flashlight. Damn, the stuff on the wall are in really bad angles. I can't see behind them unless I move them, but I really don't want to. I can't wait until winter and all these things don't show up anymore. Can't wait for the shiny. Man, you missed it earlier. You missed it. I have my eyes peeled right now. One of the biggest house centipedes I've ever seen in my life showed up, and it's gone. I don't know where it went. Now I'm keeping my eye out for it. It could be behind the calendar. You know, the Chinese calendar everyone has. It could be behind the clock, but I don't want to move it. I don't want to move it and see if it's back there. Man, I was gone for a second to grab my bug jar, but now I don't know where it went. There are so many things in this room it could be behind. Remember the last time I saw one in this room? I tore it apart until I found it. Oh my god, I don't know where it went. It was huge, too. It was one of the biggest ones I've ever seen. If I find it on me, I might faint. God damn it, I hate those things. Why? Why must they show up inside of houses? Damn you, nature! That's me shining my flashlight on the ceiling. It also doesn't help, I'm not tall, so I need a steppy stool, I need a stepping ladder so I can actually see up top. See on high ledges. Man, I took my eyes off of it for a moment and it despawned. Ugh. I feel dirty for even being in the same room as it. Man, I don't see it anywhere. This is some bullshit, I tell you. You know, I heard online it saying that it's worse if you catch it and release it outside. Me personally, I don't care. It's worse if you release it outside because then it'll die a slow, painful death instead of a swift one like you just killing it and flushing it down the toilet. I don't know, the way I see it is either kill it and it guaranteed dies, or release it outside, let it fend for itself, and it's not our problem. It's not my problem. You know, I could kill this guy, or I could drop this guy off somewhere far away, and whatever happens, not my problem. Rick Flag Sr. could have killed Peacemaker, but instead sent him away to a distant planet and let him fend for himself. Oh, whoops. Man, I wish I could, like, Bluetooth a controller to my 3DS, so while I search for it, I could do resets just based on the sound, if I hear the shiny or not. You could if you if you homebrew it. I don't know, would homebrewing suddenly add a Bluetooth feature to it? Is that how it works? Damn, I don't know where it's at. It's driving me crazy. I don't know where this thing is at. You can remote connect it to your PC and a Bluetooth controller to the PC. I've done it before. You're telling me if I homebrew this, not only could I have gotten these games for free, you could be seeing high quality capture card footage right now if I did? I think it's pretty clear it would be yes across the board. Maybe not the capture card part. Man, I don't know where this thing is at. For real. You know, whenever I capture these things, I don't want to kill it. I catch these things to release them outside. So, I'm willing to kill a man if I have to, but I'm not going to kill a house centipede. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Someone breaks into my house, I will absolutely not hesitate to insert knife to neck. But a little house centipede? No. I find it, I catch it, I bring it outside. I'm looking everywhere. I don't see it. Unless I was hallucinating that thing earlier and I've truly lost my sanity. I mean, that can't be the case, right? I would like to think I have plenty of sanity left to lose. Well, I don't know if plenty is the right word. I'll discuss the Dead Boy Detectives episode next time. For now, I need to... I'm just looking around. I am noticing a lot of cobwebs around. After I'm done here, I'm going to grab a ladder and I'm going to see some of the higher points in this room. You know, the higher points that an actual tall person would be able to see, but me? No. No, sir, I am not capable of reaching the top shelf. Damn, imagine being tall. Must be nice. Not a whole lot of benefits in this world that a short person has. You know, there's not many small spaces where short people get the time to shine. Well, hope everyone else is having a better night than I am. Clearly, you know what I'm going to be doing after I'm done this, and I didn't even do the dishes tonight yet. You know, yesterday I didn't have time to do the dishes because I was recording a lot of Zelda footage that I edited down today. My mom didn't do the dishes, I didn't do the dishes, my dad was with his friends, so, you know. You know my sister never does the dishes? I say this all the time. I absolutely hate my parents' mentality where my sister's married now. She doesn't have to do anything. She's married now. But, like, I don't know. I hate to generalize this. I hate to categorize this, but, like, what's, you know, how do I say this without sounding offensive? This man married my sister, a woman who does not cook, does not clean, doesn't really do anything. You know, earlier tonight, my sister's husband was here for dinner, and he wanted a beer. My sister refused to go to the basement to grab him a beer. Now, before anyone puts words in my mouth, of course there is more to a wife than just cooking, cleaning, and grabbing beers. But I'm just saying, like, my sister doesn't really do anything. Even when the dishes are piled up and no one else has done them, she won't volunteer. Hell no. She won't even go so far as to go to the basement to grab her husband a beer. It's like, I'm not gonna lie. I know my sister. What kind of desirable traits does she have? And this is me talking here, where you can't even pay someone to think of a good trait of me. So, like, shit. I don't know, I feel like if the roles were reversed, if I was in her position, but reversed, if my wife asked me to go to the basement and grab something, yeah, I'll do it. I won't be like, oh, I gotta walk down to the basement to grab that for you. I don't wanna. You know? I'm not gonna be like that. And hell, I do the dishes anyways. So there's no need to ask me, hey, everyone else is busy. Could you maybe do the dishes tonight, dear? Thank you. It's like, I do the dishes anyways. So that being the case for me is already null and void. I do them anyways. Ain't no need to ask me to do it, just because everyone else is off doing their own thing. My sister, though, absolutely not. Nope. She'll have a kid before she voluntarily washes the dishes. Alright, I'm just about done for tonight. Once I turn this camera off, I'm going to tear this room apart trying to find it. One last reset. Alright, well, no shiny tonight. I'll see you guys next time. I got a centipede to find.